We're back here in Springfield at the Basketball Hall of Fame, and this afternoon, right here on this stage, the 2012 class of inductees were presented, and we heard from Don Nelson, Jamaal Wilkes, and Ralph Sampson about the honor of joining this Hall of Fame.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to pay homage to a dear friend of mine and Eddie's, also Jim Fitzgerald, who was the biggest influence in my life, period, not just basketball life, but in life in general, who passed just a couple of months ago. Jim Fitzgerald got me involved in my first head coaching job with the Milwaukee Bucks. I was there 11 years and worked for Jim, and then I went out to Golden State with him and coached another 8 years for him there. So out of my 30-some-odd years of coaching, over half of them were for Jim Fitzgerald. And he's one guy who probably wanted me to be in the Hall of Fame more than anybody that I've ever known. And he and Bill King dedicated the last 5 years, really, of their life trying to get me here. And whatever they did worked, because here I am, and thank you, Jim Fitzgerald, and thank you, Bill King.
When does a player think about the Hall of Fame as a destination? When did you ever think about this as a destination now that you're here?
Yeah, it's interesting. When you're a young player in the league, and I think everyone thinks they're going to go to the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? And so it's like, oh, well, you talk about it, or if you come into contact with someone you know, or at least everyone has that hope or wish to be in the Hall of Fame. When I finished with the Lakers, obviously it really started to enter my mind some, and then I'd be nominated and not get in, nominated and not get in, and so it wasn't something that would bother me, meaning that if I did not get in, I'd be miserable, or I think it would detract from what I accomplished. But it was just something I thought I deserved. And a lot of people around me thought I deserved it too. So that kind of kept it burning, you know what I mean?
Well, I really don't think it's a culmination of a basketball career. I've not played in a while, and you come in and get an award like this. So I think it's really the start of a new career, of what the game of basketball means to Ralph Sampson and what Ralph Sampson means to the game of basketball. So it's the pinnacle award I believe that anybody can get. I mean, I've got a lot of awards sitting in my mother's basement, but she has a special place for this one, and it should be a great honor and great time this weekend.
When you look at the impact that Don Nelson has had on the innovations he's made within the game, especially for mobile big men and changing the script a bit, why was he such an innovator? I mean, what did you see in practices? What was this exactly?
Well, I mean, he was an innovator because he was a player. And he played at a level where, he did some of the dirty work. He came off the bench. He started. He did whatever it took with the Celtics when he played to be successful. And, as a coach, he did that as a coach. And when he started, the small lineup, you got myself and Manute Bowles shooting three-pointers. I told him one day in practice he had me come up with a play where, I'm throwing the ball, I'm shooting the ball, but it's a bank pass for Larry Smith to get a rebound and get a play in. So he was that innovative to do anything to win. You lose a lot, but you also win a lot, which is proven in his record.
It is awesome to be inducted with Coach Nelson, and I had the fortune to play against him a year or two when he was still with the Celtics too. So I know how brilliant his transition has been, and I wish I would have known him as a coach. The players that played for him, I talked to Marcus Johnson and Junior Bridgman and these guys. They all just can't say enough about his innovation and his intimacy.
And we will be spending a little bit more time with Don Nelson here in Springfield to get his thoughts on exactly all of what's going down here at the Basketball Hall of Fame. Plus, we're going to take a tour and show you just some of how the Warriors are being represented here in Springfield. So keep it right here on Warriors TV and Warriors.com.